Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT, strategies, and profit for life. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, folks, the markets are gingerly floating higher. Spiders up about 53 cents on this Tuesday, January 29th, 2013. We have the S&P up 7 points, Dow up 72, and the Nasdaq is actually a little bit weaker on the day, down right now about 3 points. And again, the Nasdaq seems to be under pressure. A couple different Nasdaq stocks taking a hit today. Obviously, VMware reported earnings yesterday after the bell. That stock is getting absolutely roasted. And again, I traded this morning with the intraday stock chat. Made some great money across the board, as we all did there. And again, taking about $2.50 in profit in the first 10 minutes of the trading day. A couple other stocks to note here today that are lower. Baidu, BIDU, and again, noting here Amazon. Now, the reason why we want to note Amazon is because earnings will be reported after the bell today. Amazon and Facebook, actually, I believe, report earnings after the bell on this day, and that should have a decent influence on what the Nasdaq does tomorrow. It's interesting with Amazon because Amazon just hit new all-time highs a few days ago, and then profit taking came in, and I discussed this in my yesterday intraday video, how we were seeing the selling and reversal as institutional investors were selling into the retail crowd to move out of this. And again, the only reason I'm saying that they were selling into it is because any common sense logical investor, after a run up on something like Amazon that's trading at 100 plus PE, is going to look to take some profits. Again, if you just look at where this stock has gone over the last few months, from basically a price of 220 to a high just a few days ago of around 285. I mean, that percentage-wise on such a big stock, that's a huge move. So again, institutional profit, even a little bit of the retail side, I'm sure, is taking profits. But interestingly enough, it's come right down into earnings now, into the 20 MA. So what will earnings be? Will we see a pop back to those highs on earnings, or will we see a collapse through the 20 MA, maybe to the 50 moving average on those earnings? And the 50 MA stands at 255. Well, as I said before, the double top is at around 285. All right, Facebook, let's take a look at Facebook today. Facebook is also seeing some pressure, which again, this is why the Nasdaq is a little bit weaker today, because obviously Facebook under pressure, Amazon under pressure, a couple of these other stocks. But Facebook, as you can see, down $1.40 on the day. This is the daily chart. If we flip to the intraday, you can see this thing opened slightly lower and just has sold pretty much the whole entire day. Now, again, tomorrow the Nasdaq could have a great day. If Amazon reports great earnings and the stock goes up and Facebook goes up, maybe Apple is up again. It's up today again for the second day in a row, up about $8 as it's continuing its technical bounce. But, there's a chance there, but there's also a chance that we could see a big drop on the Nasdaq tomorrow. So again, up in the air. We want to wait to see what earnings happen after the close and what the reports are. Now, there are some other areas of interest today, in my opinion. And number one, you have to look into the oil stocks. The oil stocks continue to have monstrous moves, especially the refiners. Valero reported earnings. This is the chart of Hess. Hess is up another $5 today. And if you look at the daily chart on Hess, it's an amazing run the last couple days. Now, granted, it's reversed quite a bit off the highs. Was as high as almost 71 and has reversed. You actually might get a topping tail on this chart. The other chart, which again reported earnings, as I said, was Valero. Valero is trading relatively near the highs, right around 43. Based on symmetry, Valero actually should top out in this range of around $43. So again, I won't get into the symmetry. That's more something that I want you guys to come here to learn at InTheMoneyStocks.com as the proprietary techniques continue to blow away any institution that we continue to teach our investors. But great day in the intraday stock chat today. Tons of profits there, small caps, large caps. And again, just slowly accumulating swing trades, both long and short, depending on what we see. Looks good based on the PPT proprietary strategies out there. And again, inside the Research Center 7-day free trial, you can get insight into that. Will teach you the proprietary techniques that will again yield, if used correctly, an 80 to 90% success rate. Taking a look at a couple other stocks out there, Chevron today continues to grind higher. This is another oil stock. Chevron, as I've said, is coming up into this level right here. Getting very, very close, but not quite there yet. This is gap fill, folks. So again, I repeat, gap fill on Chevron coming into play at really about 50 more cents. Gets up 50 more cents from the current levels, then that's where you're going to find itself. Now, the interesting factor about today, the markets, as we saw, NASDAQ weaker, but the Dow and the S&P are higher, but they're just floating up. And again, volume is extremely quiet today. If we look at the SPY here, let me type in that. We're actually into a key resistance, which I'll talk about in a second on the SPY, but take a look at this. I mean, it's a very gentle float higher above the key resistance of 150. And again, as you guys have heard in my previous videos, we've talked about resistance being at the 150 level and then up to about 152 on the spider. So it looks right now, if we look at this pivot high here, all the way across. See how many times we hit into this level before breaking through it. Looks like we have broken above that, and it could be on a float mode for the 152 level on the spiders. And again, a Pierce of 152 will be the next major resistance level on the SPY. As I said, you are into a ton of resistance, and I want to make this clear, folks. I've been strong on this point for really about the last 3 weeks, that the 150 to the 152 level would be major resistance. Not only did I know it based on the 150 level, but there's also a level here on the daily chart. Take a look at this trend line, guys. If you connect the highs from the 2011 high pivot to the 2012 high pivot, look at the trend line you're into there. That's a pretty sweet level right there. So again, it just continues to reinforce the kind of the idea behind what I'm thinking, which is if you find the correct chart pattern, you can't do anything. But if you find the right chart pattern, you can actually play the short side on this market or on this stock, depending on which chart it is. You must find charts with PPT setups in them, proprietary price pattern and time setups. But if you do, you should come out with profits over the next 2 to 3 weeks, in my opinion. And again, that's kind of where I am right now. There's a couple stocks I like long. There's a couple stocks I am long. But I'm slowly beginning in the above 150 range on the spiders to accumulate a few key shorts, which again, if you join the research center, you'll find out. I unveil them all there and so forth with stops, targets, and everything. All right, so we'll continue to watch that. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Let's take a look at the dollar today. Dollar, last I checked, was lower, continues to be so. We have a head and shoulders pattern here on this chart that continues to be in formation. And again, here you can see it right here. We haven't triggered it yet, but it really is getting very close at this point. Basically, once you close below this neckline right here, it would have triggered. And again, that's a bearish pattern for the dollar. We'll see if it continues to follow through there. All right, a couple other charts out there. The GLD is getting a small bounce today after some massive selling. The SLV I called yesterday in the nightly technical analysis video to my members that would have a bounce today. It's having a great bounce today. And again, just continuing to nail profits left and right. Again, as I said, great day trading day. I'm up well over 2,000 just trading a few different trades today that I called out in the intraday stock chat. Members across the board. What did we catch today? Well, we caught VMware, as I said, for $2.50. Research in Motion was a great play too. Research in Motion, guys, we bought it, and let me get this right. This was our buy entry right here. All right, literally right by the lows in the day. Look at that move up since then. Awesome buy entry on Research in Motion. Other stocks include Amazon was a great scalp today. Small caps include a little pop in CBMX was a no-brainer. We also see what else? Royal Energy was a nice call as well. I mean, there's been some good ones as well on the small cap side. So really, the beauty of it is day trading wise, swing trading wise, I trade everything. I don't discriminate, in other words. Anyone wants to come here and learn the methodology, anyone can learn it. I'll teach it. Any trade looks good to me. Doesn't matter. It's large cap, small cap, mid cap, currency, commodity, whatever. I trade it. And again, I rely fully on the PPT strategies. That's what we teach. That's what we came up with here. We teach it, and it profits for us with an 80 to 90% success rate. All right, guys, take care. Have a great afternoon, great evening, and I will talk to you all soon.